Hey, you guys. So, just a news flash. This is gonna be one of those videos where I speak my mind and I don't really hold anything back because it's time to go ahead and let out this stuff that's inside of me. I call it the release valve. A few of my children have been in therapy throughout the years, and I can tell you one of the biggest things that we work on is releasing that stuff inside of us so that it doesn't build up and explode. And so it's time for me to let a bit of that out. I just wondered, when was it that specifically, very specific, I'm not talking to you as your denomination, I'm not talking to you as your race, I'm not talking to you as your age, I'm not talking to you as your ginger, I'm a ginger. I'm not talking to you as your gender, I'm not talking to you as your sexual orientation, I'm not talking to you as your financial status, I'm not talking to you as your career choice. I'm not talking to you as a parent or not a parent, as a wife or not a wife, as a husband or a mother or a brother or a son or a daughter or any of those things. I'm talking to the center of you. So, having said that, go ahead and let go of all of the rules that go along with any of those things that I just said. The rules that say a wife should say this, and the rules that say a HR administrator should say this, and the rules that say because I'm black I should respond this way, and because I'm Baptist I should respond this way, or because I'm an atheist I should respond this way. Do me a favor and do yourself a favor and let go of all of that. Strip it all off. Like, let's literally take some time and just let it go. Just let it go. When was it? When was it that you truly began to judge? That's really what we're talking about. In all of these political debates, and all of the should they get married and should they not get married, and should those two have a baby and their skin doesn't quite match, and should that single mother have artificial insemination, and well, they shouldn't be a parent. How could they be a parent? When was it that judgment became okay? You see, I am not judging you in asking this, because I ask myself this often when I find myself feeling any type of way except for loving toward someone, accepting toward someone, unconditional mercy toward someone. I ask myself, what is causing you to judge this person? And how long have you felt this way about this issue? And do you know what I find is that if I travel all the way back to the beginning of where it formed, it actually didn't form in a Sunday school class, and it didn't form on the street, and it didn't form at my job or during the delivery of my son. It didn't form when I was saying I do or saying sure I'll quit. It didn't form when I realized I was Caucasian and somebody else was Hispanic, it didn't form any of those times, but rather a moment within myself where I felt like something scared the crap out of me. What do you mean? Like, wait a second. Jennifer, are you saying that you find yourself judging someone else because of you? Yes. I love videos where I can just go ahead and like toss out my own feelings on myself, because I think sometimes we want to tell everybody else how to do it right, but we want to tell them how to do themselves right. But when we talk about ourselves, when I can just put my junk right out there for the world to see, for you to see, it helps people to break down their own walls and to be able to get real with themselves. Any moment in my life where I have been unable to accept someone fully has been because of my own insecurity. It's been because of something that made me very uncomfortable. And ironically enough, you want to know something? The very things and situations that made me the most uncomfortable 15 years before I actually fell face first into them happened because I had those feelings inside of me already, and I was trying to fight them. The political debate. Should they be given a marriage license? Church and state. Black and white. Purple and green and silver and turquoise. Female and male. Who should get paid more? Who's allowed to have kids and who's not? Every single bit of it. Every bit of it. Apart from everything you've been taught. We judge based on our own identity crisis. You see, I was talking to my daughter today on the phone, and we were talking about why when people look at us weird, and why we can't just like slough it off and walk off. And her literal words were, because, I mean, even if I don't react and I find myself in control, when I start to walk away, then I'm thinking about all these people that are watching me walk away. And we got to the root of the truth, which was, sure, the initial person staring at her was not really the biggest deal. The extreme behaviors were coming from the fact that her identity issues, her security with who she is, are compromised when she feels attacked, judged. So then in response, she judges. And that isn't a 17-year-old issue. This is a humanity crisis. Humanity. A humanity crisis. I don't think it's possible that you could find a community of people somewhere where every single person feels loved and adored and cared for and forgiven and supported and embraced and lifted up and celebrated, and then also all of the rules and restrictions that we keep placing on people also be present. It's not possible. You see, all that is going on around us, all the chaos that is happening, is because we are being driven by the biggest... goodness, I'm always so careful with my words most of the time, not all the time. We are being enslaved and driven by the biggest master of all time. And I'm not talking about Master God or nothing like that, because we're not being driven by him. That's not the kind of God He is. We are being driven by a much more sinister message. And it is telling you that what makes you the most uncomfortable, it's telling you to focus on what makes you afraid and what scares the crap out of you. And it celebrates that so that you will feel extreme fear. You will feel extreme motivation to snuff out that which is not just like you. And that is the absolute opposite of love. Now you tell me that that's not a sinister master. Call it the media, call it the government, you call it whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm tired of being a robot on a string. I'm tired of reading a script and following through with the play of someone else's masterpiece. Heck no, no more. So I just want to challenge you tonight to take a look at what scares you the most and see if you can't find a direct link to the very things that you find yourself the most judgmental about. I think it's possible that we're dealing with much more of an internal crisis than an external one, and the truth is love takes care of all of it, and it starts with loving you. So, P.S. You're going to struggle with this for the rest of your life if you don't get to the root of it, and I'm telling you the root of it right now. So, I just want to see humanity healed. And I want it to start with you. I love you no matter what color your skin is, no matter how old you are, no matter if you're married or not married, or don't even freaking want to be married. Or maybe you're like me and that is the hugest dream of your heart, is to be married to someone who will fall head over heels in love with you every day on purpose, all over again, each and every day. I love you even if you're black or white or tan or not even from this country. I love you. If you're from a country I can't pronounce, if you're from a city that I might never visit, if you wear different clothes than me, if you don't wear makeup or you do wear makeup, or you lift in the gym or you don't lift in the gym, or you have kids or you don't have kids, or you don't have money or you do, or you're a Christian or a Buddhist or Jewish or Catholic or some other, I can't even keep them all straight, there's so many to choose from, or an atheist, I love you. If you're gay, straight, poly, trans, amory, I don't even know all the words for it, I don't understand half of them, and that's okay because I love you. Anyways, I'm not in spite of, but because I love you. And anything that might fall in the middle of all that. I know this has been a long video, but it's been on my heart, and I just wanted to share it with you. Wouldn't it be cool to live in a world where people just loved each other? And, yeah.